Hello, my name is Stephan Petrowitsch. I am the director of the award-winning movie Miracle of Life Force, which is available in 9 main languages. I am not only a director, a movie director, but I am also a seminar leader. I am leading seminars to increase the life force of people and to lead them into very deep spiritual experiences. And the result of such kind of experiences is that the life force increases. It jumps up in leaps and bounds, and this is a lasting effect. And so these people can lead a completely changed life for the rest of their life. In these days, especially during this Corona crisis, if you want to use that word, many people ask me for advice because I met a lot of very high developed people, and I made by myself some very deep rooted, I would say, divine experiences. I'm not an enlightened master, I'm just a normal person like you, but I made some experiences which are quite extraordinary. And the main question which people ask me in these days is, what is the truth? Where is the truth about all that what is happening around us? And from my own experiences, I know that God has some qualities. One of these qualities is amazing light, bright light. And this is necessary for every kind of distinction, if you want to distinguish between good and evil. If you want to find the best pathway in your life, if you want to find the truth out of all the information which is coming to you at these times, be it through mass media or through social networks or through friends, through Telegram, WhatsApp, whatever. So if you are in a dark room and you light a candle, you can see a bit of this room, you can differentiate a little bit. If you add more candles, the room is getting brighter and brighter, and so you need light to distinguish. And this light comes from an attunement with the divine. And I link a meditation which I've done a few weeks ago, which I've recorded and published. And if you want to use that meditation to increase your light, you are very welcome. Another aspect, a very important aspect of the divine is truth. And we don't speak about truth when it's changing. Truth from people. Today this is true and tomorrow this. The divine truth is forever, it's everlasting. And so the question is, how can you find out the truth? Between all that messages which reach you in these days, many have some truth, a lot of truth. Some are completely fake news. And the big question is, how can I find out what's the truth? A wise man once said, the truth stands every questioning. the truth is so stable it can stand every critical question. In these days we hear about a lot of censorship on social networks, on the mass media, which are called in Germany quality media, from the highest politicians. And the question is, why do they show us only one side of the medal, only one expert, and not many experts, and the discourse in between these people to find what's really going on our planet? If they would tell you the truth, they could ask every question. They could show every question. And if it's the truth which they tell you, these critical questions would force you to bring forth more aspects which support the truth, which help it to shine ever more. So you can decide, knowing that few tiny little thoughts, whether the mass media tell you the truth, whether the censorship of the social networks is helping you to find the truth, or it's vice versa. It's your truth which you have to find, and the closer your truth is to the divine truth, the easier it is for you to get connected with the divine. The second aspect which I want to put your attention to is love. We hear from many people, we do it for your best. We made that lockdown to a very critical point of our economy for your very best, because you are threatened through a deadly virus. Even if I don't talk about divine love and only talk about a good human love from a parent to his child, would this parent in detail tell his child what he has to do? Is that a good parent? Is that a good father? Is that a good mother? Or would he give some advice, give some space for the own experience of his child? Give the child freedom to make his or her own experience, to develop his or her own view onto the planet, onto the world, onto the surroundings. So if even a very limited human father or mother is giving a lot of freedom to the one who he loves the most, what about our Heavenly Father, our Creator? Maybe our Heavenly Mother, because there is not really a sex. Do you think if people are limiting all your basic human rights, they are on the bright side, they are on the side of freedom, they are on the side of helping other people? Or is there a hidden plan behind? I think you already found the questions for you. And now the main question is, what's going on in our society? Many people believe everything. Many people believe everything the politicians, the mass media, the social networks are telling them. How can you deal with that people? If you have a different opinion, it might even end up in a civil war, depending on how much weapons the people have in your country. We just spoke about love. Now let's go back. What is the opposite of love? Many would say hate. What is even more powerful than hate can be seen in these days very clearly. It's fear. And so we see a lot of fear promoted by different groups of people or institutions, because that's the opposite of love. So whenever you feel fear, go back to yourself, go back into your heart. And I again want to mention the meditation I have linked in the description of this small movie. Because in your heart, if you concentrate upon your heart, there is a lot of love. Maybe you have to explore it first. Maybe you have to develop it first. But when you have developed it deeply within your heart, you are able, just through a few seconds of directing your awareness into your heart, directing your consciousness into your heart, to connect yourself very, very intense with that divine love which you can feel in your own heart. Go on the search for the real truth which is behind. But don't go into fear. Just inform yourself about the system which is going on right now. But be aware, although in these days there are two forces fighting with each other, and there is a big, very mighty force fighting the evil side which is present on this planet. And you can support this side by spreading the truth, not in a way a teacher does, like I know better than you, but in a way like, this is an offer, you could think like that, just give it a try. Be like a scientist, a good scientist, who always tries to see both sides of everything, to find the real facts. And whenever you feel there's some fear coming up, connect with your inner love, connect with your inner wisdom, connect with the divine within yourself. And as a result, your mind opens up, your consciousness opens up, and there are many more possibilities which show up than when you stay in your fear with a narrow consciousness and you see only one or two options. There are always many options when there is no fear. And the key to have no fear is to increase your love. That's the reason why many great spiritual teachers like Jesus Christ expressed the importance of love, expressed the importance of developing more and more love, unconditional love. First for yourself and then for all other beings. Thanks for watching and see you next time.